So Adobe has now just gone and bought Topaz Labs after having them integrated into their services. I think it's like a bit of a plugin or something like that. And I'm just wondering what this means for the photography community. Because let's be honest, paying for a subscription all the time and now acquiring all the other services that people were using that were of a decent value, and now what's going to happen to it? Will that go behind a paywall, or is that going to up the Adobe's platform for the same money, or are they going to put the price up? I mean, I don't know, but let's talk about it and some options that I already use that I think you need to have a look at. So welcome back to TPG. Name's Shane. Guys, photo editing software. When a suite of software tools is put together, it should be aligned for the creative, because that's who you want to get money from. But over time, I mean, I think Adobe has been a subscription model for 12 or 13 years already, I think. And you can't buy the software outright. So, and I don't normally make videos like this, but it becomes a bit of a thought like, well, if you don't pay, you can't play. And we've got other tools out there available now that, to be honest, photographers don't need so much AI built into their things anymore. There's certain things that it's really good at, but it's got to a level where you don't need much more, to be honest. So they keep saying, oh, maybe they'll, I don't know, denoise the zit on the left corner of someone's face, or whatever. I don't know, a stupid example, but I mean, the denoising is so good right now. Do you really need more than that? Because if you do, then you really are a bit of a crap photographer, because how are you shooting your image in the first place? I mean, so the denoising we have right now, we don't need anymore. And we're going to talk about the offerings from Canva, which was Affinity Photo and Design and all that, which is free to download, and Dxo. I've just gone and, after hearing the news about Adobe acquiring Topaz Labs, I'm just looking at the future and thinking, why am I paying these people when I don't need to? To be honest, Photoshop, the only thing I really use it for right now, for the most part, which is really good, is just sometimes generating certain types of masking and things like that, because it's really good at certain things like that. But that doesn't mean other things can't do it. And if you know how, just a little bit of a tweak here and a tweak there, and you're good to go. So I'm like, all right, so Affinity, I've looked at it and I've downloaded it. I'm going to give it a go over the next week. I used to use it before, and I enjoyed it. It was good. The software was easy to use. It's Photoshop with a little bit less steroids, basically, is all it is. Otherwise, it's the Photoshop. It really works well. It's clean and efficient. Maybe we just pop on the screen and we have a look at some of that. So, yeah, we've got Affinity. You got the photo editing, and there you can see just from their screenshot, all the same tools. Now, certain things might not work as well as that. You might, instead of dabbing once to get rid of a zit or a blemish or something on your image, maybe you got to click it twice. Well, so what? So what? As photographers, you shouldn't be so focused on editing tools. You need a certain level of tools, 100%. But we've surpassed that already. We don't need, to be honest. I mean, if you really sit and be honest with yourself, rather take that money and buy a new lens, or buy a flash or some filters and get really creative. And there's only so much editing you actually need to do, to be honest. So you can come in here. I mean, look at it. I mean, it literally says, just get it. It's free. There you can edit. There it is. I mean, Canva may, in the future, maybe they decide to have some sort of, because they got a whole bunch of other tools you can do as well. So I don't know what they might do in the future, but for now it's free. You know, maybe you'll only pay for certain AI bolt-ons or whatever, and that's what you want, because the Adobe model right now is just not where it should be, man. You're literally going to be, if you don't pay, you don't have the tools. Your Lightroom catalog, I think, still stays active, but you can't do anything with anything else. Like, you can't, you know, I mean, use Photoshop. You can't use, really? You know, I mean, you might have been paying for 10 years already, and they just say, oh, well, you haven't paid, sorry, mate. That doesn't sit nicely with me anymore, you know, because the other software is just as good. And to be honest, I'm using Dxo far more than anything, even Lightroom. It doesn't do it for me anymore. Before Photoshop, I would have beautiful, intricate actions that would create amazing filmic looks and do certain things. But I don't need that anymore, because for argument's sake, Dxo does that already for me. Film Pack 8 gives me exactly what I want. You know, I think it's Pure Raw 6, I think it is. Cleans my image beautifully, better than Adobe does, to be honest, 100%, hands down, and so much faster. It really so much faster. So before we get onto Dxo, you can do graphic design, you can do, there's full on, I know you can work on like magazine content with Affinity, everything. So let's hop straight into Dxo. I mean, it's incredible. We have a look at it, we just show you all the software. Photolab 9 is incredible. Really, it knocks Photoshop Camera Raw out of the water. I'm telling you now, 100%. Camera Raw is very good and efficient with a lot of things, but Photolab 9, because you must remember Dxo, I think it was Dxo Labs. Is it? No, sorry, Dxo Mark. They were first started out testing all the lenses, and actually the characteristics of the lenses and how the design changed, and for how it bolts onto different cameras and what it might do and how it might react. So all of that is part of Dxo Labs now. So there you've got Photolab 9. It is incredibly fast, efficient, easy to build a catalog based content for your work. You can buy these other packs that you can build into them. The Nick collection, incredibly good, incredibly good. Really, it's got very creative looks and presets and anything you wouldn't even dream of the stuff up. But it's just incredible to have some fun with it and to bring something unique to your photographs. Pure Raw 6, obviously, clean your images faster than Adobe can, faster than any other software can that I have tried, and it's fast and flawless. Viewpoint, it's very good. Straighten and fix any aspect ratios, all that kind of stuff, all those things. You know, your camera, you shot it, or you just turn and click, and next one you say, oh geez, but that's a bit weird, you know, because it's like a Dutch angle and it's all a bit here and there and everywhere. Fix it, spot on. Film Pack 8, obviously I love retro filmic looks, and they've really, and it's not very I'm not going to call it a filmic emulation. I'm going to call it almost like it's as close as getting to film without shooting film. You can mix and match the different film grains to different film stocks. You have got digital looks from, I think, Fuji and Sony as well. All the big names of all the film stocks, it's all there. As a whole package, it's incredible. I mean, you buy all of it outright and it's yours. You might not have to, I know that they do have upgrades every so often, and it is a paid upgrade, but it doesn't mean you have to. If your camera and lenses are still incredible as they are, the software still does. If it's really good for you now, it doesn't mean you have to upgrade again for maybe another 2 years. Whereas Adobe, you're paying month on month. Yeah, you can then go, well, I don't need that. You know what I mean? If you need to do something really hectic to your image, well, Affinity is there. You go in, drop your image in there once it's processed and everything, edit it in Affinity. You got layers and masking. Dxo also has masking and layers and healing tools of all kinds as well, so you don't technically need Affinity either. But you can then go, get in there, if you really want to do something funky and take your image and put it into some sort of graphic design template, create some something for a magazine layout or whatever, you can take your images and drop them in there. You don't need Adobe software anymore. Now, I'm not knocking on Adobe, believe me, their software is incredible. It's really good, it's efficient, and if you're working with certain clients, they would expect, you know, Adobe files. But as far as I can remember, Affinity does also use PSD files, TIFFs, and all those things. So do you really need, I mean, I'm talking from my own viewpoint here now. Viewpoint, Dxo. From my own perspective, I don't know if I want to use Adobe anymore. I don't think it's worth it for me anymore, to be honest. I use it very specifically for certain clients' work that I need to do very specific things. But in the next week or so, I'm going to have a look and see if Affinity can fill that gap. And I know it used to be able to do it in the past. It's just that I'm so used to using Adobe. And I think that's the big thing, that people are just so used to Adobe. But I'm not so sure anymore, you know. And I think the photo industry, you know, like Davinci Resolve, you buy the software once, and it is industry standard movie editing software. I mean, the color grading on there is second to none. I mean, I think it's the best there is. If not, I think the best there is, to be honest. And they now have a photo page, which is going to start building and building. And these are the people that are actually looking after creatives, you know what I mean, that we should get behind, in my opinion. And it's for me to get behind, to be honest. I mean, whatever anybody else use, what you use is up to you, but I'm just giving you some, maybe you didn't know about Affinity or Davinci Resolve or whatever it is. And I find them incredible. I find them not easier to use. Well, they're not difficult to use. It just takes a little bit of knowledge and a little YouTube couple of videos, and you sort it. Photoshop I've been using for so many years that it becomes second nature. But I've got to the point where I'm kind of tired of it. I'm tired of paying for this and paying for that and paying for that and paying for this. Like, no more. So anyway, have a look. There is some videos I've made about some other content on my own photography. Maybe I'll drop a link up here, card, whatever it is, and you can go and have a look at some of the images I've edited with Dxo. The last one I did on surfing, really beautiful. Oh, it gave me the looks that because I knew what the software can do, and I shot in a certain way to work towards that, and wow, it's beautiful. And what it's done for my old images that I haven't edited or seen for a long time, gone through my old archives and looked through them and brought back old images from really entry-level cameras that I used back then, and they are beautiful. Dxo really brings something out of them that it's just this unique. Really have a look at your work, use Dxo. Really make a big difference. So there's a link below, and you can get, I think it's 15 or 20% off, 15% I think. Go down there on any of their software, Photolab 9, you know, go in there. If I would say anything to you, get the whole suite if you can. Get them all. You open up Photolab 9, everything's built in there, it's good to go, it's easy, it's fast, it's efficient, and it's lightweight. It's not so resource hungry. Photoshop, I mean, you turn it on and it's taken up like 25 gig on your hard drive just as a temporary file. I'm like, for what? You haven't even done anything yet. So have a look at it. You know, I don't know what you think about the way the software industry is going and what people are doing, and obviously people are all trying to bolt AI in everywhere, but do we really need it? I mean, honestly, let me know what you think. I'd like to hear your views below, and what software you like to use and all that type of stuff. But I'd say for me, I think I'm done with Adobe. I really do. I really do. It's not, I don't know if it's worth it for me anymore, to be honest. I mean, I'm also getting back into film, like proper film, you know, medium format film, I've got a Yashica matte medium format camera. So, and Photolab 9 I can now take my negatives and actually develop them in there. They've got a specific thing just for film, you know. And Dxo is photography driven, you know what I mean, which is the point, you know, not a want to be everything suite, you know, which is nice, so everything is for photographers, for photography and image-based content specifically for you as a photographer. You know, Davinci just for video, you know what I mean? And now they're delving into bringing your images in there so you don't have to leave to go and edit in Photoshop. I think that's where they're probably going with that. So you can edit and do good editing and all these things, and then use your images in your video straight away, you know, because it doesn't, I mean, the photo page in Davinci will never rival Photoshop or Lightroom. Again, that's not what it's meant to be at all. So, you know, in the future, you know, I see Canva, you know, and I think Apple, you know, being the two players that are really pushing against Adobe. They're buying up these smaller companies and their AI that they've created and that type of stuff. But I know Dxo is also moving a little, everyone is getting a bit of AI, haven't they? Because if you don't have AI, it's not, you know, not cool, is it, I guess? But as I said, we don't need all the editing software under the sun. You don't need all the AI, because what's available right now is more than you need as a photographer, more than you need. If you got Dxo and all of its tools, you're done. You don't need anything more. If you really want to get creative and other things, Canva has Affinity Photo, Affinity I think it's called now, not Affinity Photo as it was once called, Affinity. So you've got that. And I mean, I don't even know all the other software out there. There are amazing raw editors out there, all sorts of other tools. I mean, so for me, you know, I think my mind's pretty much made up. I'm just going to test Affinity a little bit more on certain things that I want to do. And if it takes me 10 minutes longer, well, it's still going to be worthwhile. If it takes me an hour longer, it's still going to be worthwhile, because I don't have the cost of subscribing to something that I'm never going to own, you know. So for me, that's, I think the world is changing a bit. And I think you probably find there might be a lot of pushback on companies of all kinds, where they're constantly saying you must pay and keep paying, otherwise you can't use it, you know. Especially as a creative, you know, you get a bit pissed at that, don't you? I mean, that's really, it's not too cool. But anyway, before this video goes on and on, have a look at Dxo. Fantastic suite of software. You buy it, you got it, it's on your machine, and you sort it. And it's targeted for photographers, not a catch-all for everything. You want video, there's Davinci. I don't have an affiliate link for them at all or anything. There's also Affinity, so you can grab that. But like I said, I'm not associated with those people at all. But I am with Dxo, and the link's there. Save yourself some money, get the software, you've got it. And then if you want to upgrade in 2 years' time when they got updates, then you can do that. So I hope this has helped you somehow. Maybe you never knew about, you know, Canva and their offerings and Davinci Resolve, or Dxo. Have a look. It's good software, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.